happy as I'll ever be. Episode 272. Can you believe it?
Always.
We start that every time now. Yeah. We're just like, can you believe
it?
We just can't believe our own diligence.
What are we going to do for 300? That sounds like a fun number.
I'll have to look up like when that will be.
Yeah.
We'll have to prepare because we always talk about preparing, then don't. I have like aspirations.
Yeah. Hey, it's like the thought that counts.
A clip show.
Yeah. Ooh.
That sounds hard, though.
Yeah, it does.
Because I'll even say to people, like, hey, can you tell me when we mentioned such and such? And they can usually deliver, like, what episode it is, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we bring up stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we reference it later. And I'm like, I don't know. We talked about this thing, and then we abandoned it. How are you, anyway?
I'm doing real well.
Are you?
I'm, in, like, the fall mood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for some pumpkin pie.
You love sweater weather.
I do.
Did you ever see that? It wasn't Coffee Talk. It was that one with Amy Poehler and Maya Rudolph.
Oh, I love them.
On Saturday Night Live when they would be the like Long Island moms.
Oh, yeah.
And they were just talking about sweater weather.
That's great.
You love sweater weather, though.
Well, yeah, because you get the cute layers and,
Okay. It's about the layering look.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're feeling cozy. I think of it as candle weather.
Oh.
Because you know how I am about candles.
I sure do. And every time I come over here, it always smells like a delicious treat in this room.
Well, because I like how it gets dark early.
Oh, I do too.
Some people don't like that.
I love it. It's my favorite.
Me too.
Bring on the darkness.
Me too.
Yeah.
Some people really mourn the loss of sunlight.
No, I'm over the sun.
It's because we get so much.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Like, that's enough.
Yeah, because it's still sunny in the day.
I mean, why are we still doing this daylight savings thing anyway?
To God,
like, for real, I don't know.
If Trump said, I will undo it, I would vote for it. I swear. I hate it so much.
Oh, my gosh. You're that passionate. So you hate it in the direction of spring forward?
Yeah. And also, like, even fall back, then it's bright in the mornings again.
I don't like that.
And my kid wakes up, and I don't want that.
But
I want
that's
darkness.
Fall back. Which is the one where I arrive an hour early to wherever I'm going?
Fall back.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite one. I'm always like, sweet, I'm here and I got an extra hour.
And then also whoever made up this dumb thing, daylight savings, clearly did not have children or babies especially.
They were farming, I think.
Right.
That's, I think, where it comes
from.
They
maybe did have them. They just didn't give a shit. Like,
isn't it like in some states they don't do it?
Just like maybe
like Arizona? Yeah. What the heck's going on there?
They were just like, no, it's dumb.
No, I'm good.
They're free thinkers.
Yeah.
But
that makes me really confused.
It messes up your kids' brains.
And then like other countries don't do it. So sometimes I'm 3 hours ahead of my mother in Costa Rica, and sometimes I'm not.
Yeah, same with England.
That's weird.
It's outdated and no longer necessary, and we're still doing it. Why?
What the heck else are we still doing then? Weird.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah, like blowing out candles. We've already discussed that. Right. Get rid of that.
Right. This show has evolved into just like what we're sick of.
Pissed off about it, which is so funny and a perfect segue into the wonderful / awful collection of pet peeves that you guys have given me after I tweeted out about collecting stuff for the bracket we were doing.
Did they only tweet it at you? Because I saw none of them.
Oh, I have 220 different, and most of them are multiple pet peeves in one.
I cannot believe this. They finally did not include me. I'm so thankful.
Didn't even include you at all. And you know what?
Thank you, Brainiacs.
It's one of my favorite
you should be more involved.
I've ever...
You should tap into their feelings more often, Sarah.
Oh, my gosh.
You've been avoiding them.
I feel like I have to share some of these with you that are so... Because what this did is it then put me in the... It's almost like maybe it's a bad thing. We did this because it puts me in this mode where now I'm
everything is annoying.
And when I was listening to John Ronson, the interview that you did with him, I was like, I get it. I'm pissed off about this and that and this.
Yeah.
And, so a lot of people don't like loud chewers.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that might be in the front running when we do our bracket. I got to put that in the right category.
Yeah, I don't want to hear you eat, ever.
You know what else people complained about? What do they call them? like over-enthusiastic chewers, or like people who are in love with their food, which is me. That person who's like,
moaning.
and that was what Johnny got so mad at me for when we like, after I had like basically ruined his life for, putting that elimination thing. And it was like anytime I put food in my mouth, he was upset about it.
Well, I don't even know this about you, though.
I think it was on the challenge. We had been in a house where we were having such crummy food. And then we went to Norway where we were at a hotel and we got a buffet breakfast every morning. And hello, you know how I feel about that. So every single bite was like, I had never tried food before ever in my life. And it is so good in Norway. So,
wow.
Yes, loud chewing. A lot of invasion of personal space issues.
Agreed.
That's a big one. And a lot of grammar things people do not like.
Okay.
Lateness, tardiness. Oh my God, this one was funny. Someone who takes too long to open a snack at the movie theater and have continuously crinkling the package. It's like, open it already.
Agreed.
I try to be courteous of that and wait for a loud moment and then open it real quick.
Yeah.
Because that's just polite.
That's what, like, even when we went to Kathy Griffin, her set is so long that we had to get home for Lincoln, and it was like, okay, the next big applause moment is when we're going to have to get out.
Right.
Because we were right in the middle.
And you don't want to be like walking out and then what if she says something?
Right.
Mortifying.
Yes.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's the same concept of like, you got to time it, people, if you're going to open your Werther's Original or whatever.
Is that what they're having in the movie theater? Only the 84-year-old man who's in there is eating that. It
does seem like they take a while to open them, the older folks, because their hands aren't so nimble.
That's true. Easy opening candy packaging. That may be there may be something to that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
While you look up at the pet peeves, though, one thing that is not a pet peeve, as we mentioned earlier, is candles. Mm-hmm. And I am in love with the Homesick candle collection because I think they make such a great gift, but I also just love them for my own house. You guys have heard me talk about how I'm homesick for Pittsburgh, so I have a Pittsburgh candle.
Love it.
I have a Pennsylvania candle, and they have like all the states, they have cities, they have certain experiences that are memorable.
Road trip?
Travel.
Love that one.
Really nice for a gift for somebody to remind them of a place they used to live or some place they might be missing. And they burn forever, 60 to 80 hours. And it just is such a fun thing to have in a conversation piece. If you go to homesick.com, you can find every single one of the 50 United States candles, plus dozens of classic U.S. cities and popular countries of the world shipped direct to you and your friends or family in just days. And right now, our listeners can get free shipping plus $10 off when you buy 2 or more candles. Visit homesick.com. Use my code BRAINCANDY. That's homesick.com. Use code BRAINCANDY. I also noticed they have a new holiday one that's called Jewish Christmas.
Oh, I love that.
And it's like popcorn at the movie theater. Yeah. And like, you know how they do, like Jewish Christmas is like you go to the movies and then you get Chinese.
Yes, you do.
And like, it's such a cute thing because it looks like the holiday packaging, but then it's like popcorn and
we definitely will have to get that one in the Patterson home.
Yeah.
Because we celebrate
the Jewish.
Yes. We have the menorah, and we also have the blue and white Christmas tree.
Anyway, sorry, carry on with your pet peeves.
Oh, let's see. What are some other ones? This one I absolutely hate. When people try to get on the elevator before you get off.
Oh, that is rude.
What is happening with those people? What are they thinking? Like, what is actually going through their brain? Do they think that...
I think it's just inconsideration. Wow. Like it just doesn't occur to them. It's not like malicious. Mm-hmm. It's just like, I need to get on.
Mm-hmm. And there are certain countries where it has been worse for me than others.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's weird. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that's about.
Me neither.
Because it seems like just, logic.
Yeah.
Let people off.
Because the elevator is not going anywhere.
What about the subway? What's it like? Because I'm not a big subway rider, but...
I'm sure there are sometimes those people, but I think if you take the subway enough, there's a...
I cannot imagine that going over well in like New York or something.
Oh my gosh. Because somebody's going to say something. Sure.
There are rules.
Yeah, people.
Oh, sorry. Just kicked her.
That's okay.
That's another rude thing
I'm fine
we
with
don't
that.
like.
I'm fine with that. Here's one that I don't take issue with. But maybe some people do and clearly did. And then somebody else responded like, girl, yes, I hate that. So misspelled names in work emails. Like if they're sending you a work email and misspell your name,
Does
And
that
they're like,
happen to
"It's
you
a-"
even? Do they drop the H or
No,
what?
but even if they did, I have no problem. I don't
you're
even
saying you
care.
wouldn't mind.
I don't care at all. This is one where I'm like, and when I am almost the other, like I go completely in the other direction where when they ask me how to spell my name at Starbucks, I'm like, I'm annoyed that you're asking me how to spell that because all you're going to do is call it out. And it doesn't matter how you spell it. It just matters how you pronounce it.
You are definitely in the minority.
And I'm like, who cares? And I really just say, I don't care. Like, I've said that before. And they, like, panic.
See, like, if somebody sent you an email and dropped the H, if you would write back and just sign it as they wrote it. I could see you doing that.
I would be like those people who, they call them by the wrong name and then they just, like, never correct them. So, like, forever, just...
Did I tell you about... I went to Phil Rosenthal's house, and sometimes they have, like, fancy celebrities there that I shouldn't even be around, ever. And Kevin Nealon came, and
Kevin
Monica...
Nealon?
Yeah.
We've seen him.
Yeah, and
Suze.
Phil's wife Monica was there, and I was like, "Hey, Monica, introduce me to Kevin." And so she was like, "Kevin, I want you to meet Susan." And I was like, "Well, guess that's my name now." Like Kevin. Yep. And so I'm like, "That's who I am."
Now
Susan.
you are Susan.
But that is awkward because I'm not going to be like, "Call me Susie."
It's Susie. No. I mean, yeah. When do you fit that in?
Never.
Never.
Luckily, he wouldn't care and will never call me by any name.
So did you meet him?
Yeah, that was a while ago.
So I wonder when we went to see him.
He definitely wouldn't remember.
Well,
me.
I know, but maybe
what
it
if he
was like,
"Hi, Susan."
No, or that would have been amazing. But you know how you can like see you've seen somebody and they feel like they exist somewhere in your head, and maybe because I don't know, or he was just checking out because you're like
he
hot.
wasn't.
I don't know, maybe.
Did you sense that?
I sensed that he was giving a lot of eye contact to our table.
Well, I think that just comes down to like we're
sitting in the front row.
We're these two blonde younger people in a sea of not that.
Correct. Yes. Okay. Fair.
It was definitely not the Susan effect.
Yeah. The Susan effect.
Anyway,
that's great.
Yeah, I agree with the majority though. I don't like when people misspell my name with a Z.
Oh,
come on.
But what if I write SOOZ?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, Suze is fine.
Suze. I always wondered about the spelling for that. And then you told me your sister spells it like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, good.
There's been a precedent set.
Speaking of names, my little brother decided to change the spelling of his nickname. So he's Lucas.
Yeah.
That's his, name.
Oh, great.
But everybody calls him Luke.
He's doing the LUC now? Or what?
No, he's doing LUKE. We've always spelled it LUC. And there was a lot of confusion of people calling him Luck.
Oh, God.
And he was like, this is, no.
No.
And so he officially, he said, here's the deal, guys. It's LUKE. And my mom was kind of upset about
it. Is weird, I bet.
Yeah.
Because if Lincoln did that, I'd be like, excuse me.
Oh, if he would LINK?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not be into that.
And she's like, that's not your name.
Yeah.
But another funny name story with him is he did junior lifeguards when he was about 12 or 13, something that, young girls and boys do when they live near the beach, which Lincoln should definitely do, by the way. It teaches you ocean safety.
Yeah.
And very important.
Ocean safety.
And they, on his graduation certificate that they gave him, they spelled his name Lucan. So it was Lucan, and he just went with it. And so his Instagram is Lucan Rice. All of his friends call him Lucan. He framed it and put it up in his room, and he had it up there. I think he still has it, and because it's just hilarious that they called him up, and he's the guy who's never going to correct you. He's like, well, I guess I'm Lucan. And then his friends started calling him that. We started calling him that.
Do you think that it was a typo, or they thought that was his name?
I think they thought it was his name because I've since heard of another Lucan.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, it's a name. So maybe somebody,
it's catching on.
Or I don't see how you'd mistake an S for an N. They're very different letters.
Yeah. And let's see. They're not even near each other on the keyboard, are they?
Good thinking real quick. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you what letters were where on a keyboard if I tried.
Oh, it's just in there in your brain when you type.
I guess. Wow. I never even thought about that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just in there. Muscle memory.
Guess so.
Did you have a typing course when you were?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I swear it's the only thing that matters now.
It really is. And I BS'd my way through that thing. I mean.
Are you a bad typist?
I think so.
Why do you think
I was not following. They have all the fingers with the letters and you do that whole thing?
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
Yes. What are you doing?
No, I'm freestyling it.
Every time? This
yeah.
is a weird story.
I never thought it was.
But if you do that, plus you don't know where the keys are.
I mean, I
It
think I
seems
know
like-
where they are, but I definitely don't use the correct fingers.
Okay.
Which is why I couldn't play the piano. I'm not coordinated in that way.
Really?
Yeah, you tell me this finger here, I'm like,
I wonder if that's because you're left-handed.
I think it's because I have short fingers.
It's a separate problem.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, another problem is that a lot of people pay way too much for interest on their credit cards, and I'm sick of it.
That is a problem that you don't need to have.
I'm not right. We can solve this
Yes.
problem for you, and I'm not putting up with it anymore. If you're like most of us, you have a balance on your credit cards, but there's a high interest rate, and it's like unnecessary, man. And Lightstream has a solution where you can turn those balances into one monthly payment at a lower fixed interest rate. They offer credit card consolidation loans from 6.14% APR with autopay. You can get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the day you apply. And if you have good credit, you deserve a good rate. No fees, man. Our listeners can save even more with an additional interest rate discount on top of Lightstream's already low rates. The only way to get the discount, though, is to go to lightstream.com/braincandy, lightstream.com/braincandy. It's subject to credit approval. Rate includes a 0.50 auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/braincandy for more information. I have heard people have done this and have really good experiences and are saving money, so why not check it out? See if you could save $1 or $2.
Or 3 or 4.
Yes. Carry on with these pet peeves, though.
Oh, you want to hear more?
I kind of do.
Okay.
Unless there aren't like any.
No, there's so many. There are 220. Come on. Okay, let me get it.
Like you, but you notice those themes that wonder
Yeah.
why food is such a big one. Like, what do you think that is
You know what else
psychologically?
people don't like is cutting nails. Like
Ooh,
nail
in
clipping.
public?
Yeah.
That is foul.
Once I was on the challenge, and you know how you are, and you get just disgusting after a while, and like. I was there for like a month. I'm like, I need a pedicure so bad.
Yeah.
So I sat down outside in the chair and I went to town with my cuticle clippers and my nail clippers. And I don't know if like things grow fast on me, but there was a pile of like shavings from whatever I was doing. And Nehemiah comes out and takes one look at it and is like, okay, that's gross. And it was like one of my most mortifying moments because I'm like, where else? I've removed myself from public. I'm out on the, patio away, not inside, doing this, ugh.
Yeah.
And it was like a brown patio, so everything stood out. It was not good. And it was very
just like your
embarrassing.
hooves. You were filing them down.
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah, you don't want to do that in front of anybody.
No.
And the
Oh
people
my
that
gosh.
do, it really grosses me. I've seen people do it in church.
What? In the Lord's house?
In the sanctuary.
Oh, hell no.
It's not okay. Grooming of any kind is not welcome in my presence, but especially in the
How do you feel about
church.
hair, the sharing of hair accessories?
It doesn't bother me if I know you.
It doesn't bother me. If
Does
I know
it bother other people?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Even
Yeah.
like a
I
hair
have a
band?
friend who does not like that. She's definitely Brain Candy Brainiac too.
Okay.
Shout out to this friend.
Okay.
You know who you are. Yeah.
So even just like a
I think so. I think that would
band.
bug her. And I think I kind of feel the same way about brushing, like a brush if I don't know you. That freaks me out.
A comb though, where the hair doesn't live.
Oh, nope, can't do that.
Even a comb.
Yeah, that
even if
actually
what about
comb
me?
is it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, you can like practically spit in my mouth. I wouldn't care.
Right. It's past that point.
Yeah, don't care
But
at all.
most people, it would
However,
really-
your son does not like that stuff, and I thought he was going to murder me
germaphobe.
when I took a bite of his pizza once.
Oh, that was rough.
I was like, "Oh, I don't think we're ever going to be friends again." I think he's officially put me on the list.
That
the
was a
naughty
dark
list.
moment.
It was. I felt. I mean, I'm still carrying around that like guilt from.
I
that
thought
moment.
it would be good, like exposure therapy, though, because he's a germaphobe. But that didn't.
He just looked at me like, well, that's
Like
yours
betrayal.
now.
Yeah.
Betrayal. It was the look of like, I thought we were friends and I don't even know you. And now you're dead to me.
I think a lot of people are like that. Like when Joey on Friends was like, Joey doesn't share food. I think a lot of people feel like that, where it's like hands off.
Yeah. I saw an episode of one of my favorite shows, Below Deck, where one of the crew invites another one out on a date, or they're, I don't know, hanging out like on a date or whatever. And originally he was interested in her.
Yeah.
and then they're all having a meal together, and the woman reaches across without even saying anything and just with her fork, like, takes something off of his plate. Oh my gosh, you could just see the panic in his face, and he's like, oh, well,
it was a done deal.
Done in like 2 seconds. And everybody else at the table was like, oh, he doesn't like that. Oh, you made a mistake. And
did he explain why? Was it a germ thing?
He just doesn't, he thinks it's rude and doesn't like sharing, you know.
It is rude.
It's, yeah.
But
like,
if
give me
you
what's
like
on your
a
plate.
girl, yeah.
I think maybe she was trying to do it all flirty.
Oh, Lord.
Uh-huh. I'm not into any of those things. Like the stealing of like hats and that kind of playful thing.
Yeah.
What is with that? I'm not into that.
Right. What is with that?
It's like playground, like pulling your pigtails and
I think it's like to be closer physically. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you can sort of invade a space that's usually like too close.
Mm-hmm. Stealing somebody's hat or something. It's always like with the hats. And then they wear it.
Oh, God. Right.
And if I were a dude, I'd be like, don't you dare get your makeup on that brim of the hat.
I never thought about that.
Oh, I hate it. It's the most disgusting parts of hats. It's where you sweat, and it's where, like, look at the inside brim of a hat. Gross.
You're so passionate about things I never see coming.
Well, it's because I'm in this mode now with the pet peeve thing.
Okay.
Oh, and then I had an experience. Well,
what?
Would you like to talk at some point in this
I have plenty, but yeah, I mean, this is a fun list you got.
Okay, well, this one I personally would like to add to the list, but it was only, I don't know if it's something that other people have experienced, or I don't know if I was in a particular mood that day, but I went to a shoe store, and I am a 7.5. I've always been a 7.5.
Yes.
I go, do you have this in a 7.5? She takes way too freaking long to look for that shoe, so I know she was doing something else, like texting somebody. I can just tell. And then she had like an excuse for, it was way in the back. That's BS, and the feeling that I don't buy it. And then she goes, oh, we're out of that shoe. I have it in a 9 and a 6. What?
Come on.
For real, late. And I was like, no, that won't work because I'm 7.5. Same as I was
I can't believe
10
she
minutes
even
ago.
said that.
What is with, and it's not the first time I've heard this from a shoe person.
What do they think you're going to do with them?
Do you think my foot magically grew, or somehow like there's some like discrepancy in sizes in your shoe where like I'm going to all of a sudden be a 9, 2.5, like a size and a half difference?
It's not even close.
Not even close. Or a 6. Like what?
What if you would have been like, oh,
this.
well, why didn't you tell me? Yes, 6, definitely.
Thank you.
That's
because
my actual size.
I mean.
Well, when I went to the doctor, they measured me 3 inches shorter than I am.
No. What do you mean? That's a big...
It's a big difference. And I was like, that's not how tall I am. And she was like, yes, it is. I was like, you can write it down if you want. Then I regretted saying that because I thought BMI and stuff is calculated based on your height.
Right.
3 inches is a huge difference. I mean, you can
How
look
tall
at me.
Are you?
I'm 5'6.5".
Yes, you're the exact same height as me.
And she said I was 5'3.5".
Oh, hell to the no.
And
that's
what
way
Gretchen
short.
is. It was much shorter than
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a weird experience.
Were you wearing heels and maybe when you walked in there? No. That's silly.
I think I had no shoes on. But, I mean, it wasn't even, like, close. If she said 5'6" or whatever, I would have been like, whatevs.
Yeah.
But come on, that's not even...
I feel like every inch counts. I gotta, yeah.
I was like, you can write that down, but know that I know that's not how tall I am. So
imagine,
weird.
like, next time you go into the office and they recheck you and you're your actual height. They're going to be like, something is wrong. What the hell happened to you? You're a full-grown woman and somehow you grew 3 inches in the course of 6 months?
I should request that when I go back.
Yeah. Say, can you please measure me again?
See if I grew. I had a growing spurt.
Yeah.
I did read, though, about... an article about women's footwear in the Atlantic, and it was talking about, like, you know, how women's shoes are often very painful to wear.
Often, like almost, yeah. Okay, often, that would be the right word.
Yeah,
frequently.
And the writer was, like, trying to get to the bottom of it. I mean, part of it is pretty obvious. I mean, you know, heels are not going to be as comfortable.
And anything with the least amount of material to, like, hold your foot in place seems...
Well, that's a good point. They were saying that women's shoes are designed to make your foot appear smaller.
Yes, and slimmer.
So, yeah. So, like, at the toe and the heel, they're made to reduce the size, so of course it's going to hurt more, which is like the patriarchy, man. Matt Neroni, who says that's all we talk about. This is all my idea.
And they wore heels to begin with, so they were like, "Oh, these things are uncomfortable. Give them to ladies."
Yeah, I mean the writer said she even has trouble with flats because they dig into the back,
Yeah, they do.
And that it's just sort of a real problem because women want, and I guess fashion industry insiders want women's feet to look smaller because it's more desirable.
I feel like I'm going the opposite direction.
You want gigantic feet?
Not big feet, but the shoes that I like are usually like clunkier style shoes. Like I don't like delicate looking heels and stuff like that. I like something with like a thick heel and chunky and like
why?
platform.
What's the message you're sending?
I feel like that makes my foot look smaller. If the shoe is like bigger, it makes my legs look smaller. I feel like I got these big old tree trunks and teeny tiny little shoes holding them up.
Right.
So I got to make the base of the tree bigger as to make the whatever you
call
that.
That's interesting, right? The geometry is sort of like optical illusions.
Yes.
All right. Well, you should tell them that. Maybe our feet won't hurt so much.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. All the new styles that are coming out are like these big chunky heels. Like, I like them.
Yeah.
And they look great. And they're way more comfortable than those thin ones that are like walking on toothpicks.
Another problem, though, is that people now tend to buy things online, right? Mm-hmm. And so we don't try on the shoe.
Right.
So it's more likely that it's going to be uncomfortable than if you go in and bring all your gear, like whatever socks you're going to wear.
With your gear.
They tell you to bring in your insoles, like whatever you would put in the shoe, like a sock or whatever.
Do you wear insoles?
No, but I think a lot of people must.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I should try that. That sounds nice.
But if you are ordering or sending things online, I recommend using Stamps.com. I really do because it's a game changer. I really like being able to do everything from my desk, from home, and Stamps.com lets me do that, and that's what makes it so convenient and easy. And it's reliable and efficient because you can print out any letter, package, or class of mail stamp, and just using your computer and printer. And then they'll send you the digital scale so you can calculate the exact postage. You're not going to overpay. And that's why we use Stamps.com. It's super easy to use and it saves us money. And right now you can enjoy the Stamps.com service with a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Brain Candy. That's Stamps.com and enter Brain Candy. Yeah, so the patriarchy is like ruining our feet, basically, is the lesson I learned.
I kind of feel like this just popped into my head. You know how we've talked about how wine, like the difference between a $6 bottle and a $12 bottle is like 50% better.
Yeah.
And then from 12 to 20, it's like gets less.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that with shoes and
Oh,
comfortability.
really?
How like cheap, like $20 shoe is going to be really uncomfortable. But if you spend like $45, you get like twice the comfort. But once you get up to a certain price, like anything over $100, it's not going to get any more comfortable. Like there's no difference. I've had fancy shoes. They are just as uncomfortable as the other ones, and you're paying $500 more.
I agree. In fact, the most uncomfortable pair of shoes I ever owned was also the most expensive pair I ever owned.
And I think our friend Mariana had the same thing to say about her Louboutins.
Well, that's what brand they were.
Goodness gracious.
They were terrible. I returned them.
Unless you're a Louboutin and you'd like to sponsor the podcast, in which case we love them.
Well, they're beautiful.
Right.
There's
gorgeous.
no doubt about that. And I'm sure they're not all uncomfortable, but the ones I had to take them back.
Is that like the style that you're like so rich you don't even need to walk anywhere and you should just have like
you're just sitting anyway?
You're sitting and you don't need to like move and then you just get right from your car to wherever.
Adam got me them when I got my doctorate, so it wasn't just for nothing.
Nice. Yeah.
It was like a big special thing. But then I was like returned them and got my money back, and that was even better because it was like free money.
Yeah.
You know when that happens?
Yes, I do.
Where you're like, you feel like you made money. Mm-hmm. By the way, we never talked about the lottery recently, you know?
Oh, yeah.
The
Did
biggest
you play?
ever. We did.
Uh-huh. So do we.
Like, I don't want to. I'm against it.
You
but,
really?
Mm-hmm, but Adam likes it, so.
I like it. It's fun.
Yeah.
But I like to pick my own numbers.
Okay.
Landon did the rando
I do that too.
thing.
Random.
I think he bought 10 tickets or 5 tickets, something like that. Out of all those tickets, he got one correct number.
Oh, man.
That almost is mathematically less likely than actually winning it.
Yeah, he should win some sort of lottery for being terrible.
The opposite. I just went to a game night with a bunch of people, and they had a prize for last place that was just as big as the prize for third place. And I was like, I like this. This is great.
What was the game?
Oh, my gosh. It was so much fun. It was a game night at a friend's house, and it was like couples and, whoever, and probably about 20 people or so. And these hosts came and they divided everybody into teams.
What do you mean hosts?
Like people who host a game night at people's house.
What?
And it was like Pictionary and...
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. Name that tune.
And you had to contribute to like a pot of money or something?
No, you didn't have to pay. We didn't have to pay anything. The hosts put up the prize.
Okay.
Yeah. And Landon got second place.
Okay.
Pretty good. But
Wait, Pictionary, name that tune.
Name that tune. Another fun one where they give you Play-Doh and you have to sculpt it and everybody has to guess. A lot of like those kind of guessing styles. Some movie ones. What was the movie thing? Oh, people have like charades. People had to act out the movie and then get like there were 10 different movies and then you had to guess the theme.
Wow.
And it was so much fun. I mean, I don't think anybody's ever seen me more excited.
Well, I don't doubt that you had fun.
It was amazing.
Well, was it equal enthusiasm from men and women?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And what was great is there were some people who had been like drinking and they had a bartender there. And I was like, there's no way that these people are going to be able to get their shit together and I do not want them on my team. But then they like did random assorting of everybody. Like you get for each round.
That's terrible.
Right? I was terrified until the buzzer went off to start, and I have never seen people snap into action faster. I was so impressed. I was like, and you're fantastic, and you're fantastic, and you're fantastic, because the people who I was like, there's no way, were some of the best people on the team.
What is it about you? See, because this is why I'm poking holes into your theory that you're an introvert. Because
the group dynamics was not what I was excited about. It was the gameplay.
Yeah, but if you're being like, you're amazing and like you're super like interactive with these.
If I also got in an argument with a woman, not an argument, but she was being
no.
She was being
what happened?
And I told her off. I was like, I'm done being the quiet one who like pretends like that's not super rude what she's doing.
What was she doing?
So they had brought us out, like divided everybody into two different teams, and we were doing like Family Feud style. So you have to listen to what the other team is saying. And she's like talking about God knows what and just like interrupting the host and being really rude. And I was like, here's what we're doing right now. We're listening. And if you don't want to listen and if you don't want to play, then you can go over there. And I was like, I'm done. And then she tried to like win back my affection for the rest of the night. So I was like, oh, she knows what she was doing.
I cannot believe.
I was like, it fell into the stop being polite category because usually I would keep my mouth shut.
She stopped being polite.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She stopped being polite and then I had to put her in her place. And I was like, I'm not going to be polite and just sit here and have her. It's like rude to the people who organize this. It's rude to everybody else who's playing.
Was everyone, do you think, in agreement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And what do you think? It was like alcohol induced?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And just
the type.
Yes. She's like a woo girl.
What's that?
You know, the ones that were like, woo! Shots, woo!
Oh, God.
And I am like the opposite of a woo girl.
And how do you know all these people?
She's fun and she's like a life of a party, but when it came down to like, and I could tell
to get serious.
The host was like, shut up, everybody. Like, listen to the, because there were a few people who were just being like that.
Wow.
Like,
I wish I could watch a video of this event.
Oh, it was so fun.
Huh.
I may be hosting one of these soon because I was like,
God.
Landon was like, well, I know what we're doing for your birthday.
Because you were so into it.
So into it.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't even win, though.
Right. What happened there?
What happens is they rotate you, each round they rotate you to a different team. Mm-hmm. And they have a score sheet where if your team got first place, you get like 4 points. If your team got whatever. So the final scores at the end are like the average of how well each team you were on did.
Yeah.
So I think what they did is divided up players that were clearly, yes.
How would they know?
I don't know. I like general enthusiasm or whatever, but it seemed like they were like, okay, because Landon and I were never on a team together. The people who were really good at the games were never really on a team together.
Okay.
And,
So do you feel like the winner was actually just an average player? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah. She admitted that.
Theory.
Yeah. She was like, I was just on the winning teams, and I just
Interesting.
I was like, that's fine. It's fair. Sort of.
But, like, have you thought a lot about it since then?
No, not really. No.
What if they
Only
set
right
it
now.
up where, like, at the end, she could, like, keep her money or split it with you?
What if? The winner was never on my team either.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. She was on Landon's team a lot, though.
Right.
Yeah, which, it was basically, in my mind, me versus Landon the whole time. And anytime his team would get first place, we would get second, and then vice versa. It would be like I would get first, and he would get second. And I'm like, ah!
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You guys are into that competitive thing.
Oh, my gosh. And we're both equally... Who knew? Landon's skill that night? Sculpting. He was like, he came up to me afterwards. He was like, who knew? I'm a sculptor. We need to do this. Like, I crushed that. I can't draw for shit, but I can sculpt.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, look at you.
Hidden talent.
You never know. So don't write off like, I'm not creative, because you may be a secret sculptor.
Right. And you might be secretly good at learning a foreign language, and you don't know until you try.
That's another creative skill.
It really is. And it probably would help you become even more creative and open up all that brain activity
we love that
makes you better at everything. Learning a language is such a great skill to have, and it can be intimidating for me. I know that. Maybe other people have the same thing, or people think they don't have time. But this company called Pimsleur has a system that was developed that allows you to reach an intermediate level in just 30 days. I feel like it's a really great way to learn, and obviously other people do too. The FBI use this system, Homeland Security, State Department, Marines, Fortune 500 companies. Lots of different people agree that this is a great way to learn a language. So why not learn by actually conversing and training your ears to understand those native speakers? And you don't have to take our word for it. Just try a full Pimsleur course, absolutely free, for 7 days, risk-free. You don't have anything to lose by trying, and you have everything to gain: a new language, new perspective, better understanding of other cultures. Listeners of Brain Candy should go to pimspeaks.com/braincandy. That's PIM speaks.com/braincandy to try Pimsleur. You'll love it. I can't wait to hear you speaking in all kinds of languages. So if you guys have a game night,
New Year's resolution to learn another language or something.
Yep. Yeah. I was, as you know, listening to Lincoln and Teresa, his nanny, and they speak in Spanish, and that's what inspired me to want to learn, because it'd be so much fun if we could all do it.
Right. You got to know what they're
talking about. It's a little embarrassing to be upstaged by your 6-year-old in the academics.
He's bargaining at the where do you guys go? The flea markets, when he's the one doing the negotiating in Spanish. I love that.
Cool.
Super cute.
I was on Facebook the other day, and somebody had posted a picture. I think it was actually like a meme or something. I didn't actually click on it, but it was to promote breastfeeding and just sort of like normalizing.
I'm for it.
Yeah, normalizing breastfeeding, which is, is a great thing to do. But Facebook had it blurred and said, click on the image to see, and it would have maybe violent or graphic content.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
And at first I was like, what is this picture? And then I saw the caption. It was about breastfeeding, and I was really disturbed.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you label that it's already being labeled violent or graphic. And it's saying breastfeeding is graphic. Keeping a child alive with what nature intended was graphic. Like, where do we draw the line? If a baby cow were sucking from a mom's udder, would we blur that because it's graphic? Like, what? Because it's a human? It's very strange to me.
It shocked me, because I thought, like, Facebook has a lot of crap. Mm-hmm. And I've seen a lot of crap on there that probably should have been blurred. Yeah. And yet this is just sort of like a life, keeping a human alive.
I do not like that.
I was really disappointed. Yeah. And that's saying something, because I really hate Facebook to begin with, as you guys know. But, like, doesn't that surprise you? Or is it just like nothing is surprising at this point?
Ugh. I mean, honestly, it doesn't surprise me. I just feel like it's so wrong.
I just thought they were a little bit more progressive.
Ooh, no, I was just watching something on like Vice News tonight or something like that, how there are some countries that have banned the internet, but the only thing that they allow is Facebook, that Facebook is the one that's
Of all
filtering.
things.
It's really bizarre. And it's almost, I want to say it's like somewhere in, like, what used to be Burma or now is Myanmar? Myanmar? Yes, Myanmar. I think it's there where they have weird Facebook laws and weird internet laws. And I got to do more research on that.
Well, no,
Tune
I
in
mean,
to the
this
next
was off the
episode
top of
where
your
I
head.
think about that.
But, I mean, that's troubling to me.
Yeah, it's real troubling.
Especially when they're...
It was like how people are getting their news, but it's not actual news.
Okay.
And it's just, you get filtered. Like, there's really no other place to look for stuff.
Okay. That's troubling.
Yeah. I'm anti.
Then I saw Melissa Beck, our friend from Real World New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
She was posting about this Japanese princess who chose to abdicate her throne to marry for love. You know how sometimes like that you have to do that, because in her case she fell in love with a commoner, and the female royalty have to abdicate their throne if they want to marry for love.
Males do not?
Correct.
Oh, goodness.
And so she did it, and she got $950,000, but then it can never be undone. Like if she changes her mind and or they get divorced or something,
She's never royalty.
never again. What do you think about that? The policy is obviously BS, but
Yeah.
apart from that, what do you think? Melissa was like, "Don't do it, girl. It's not worth it." And she goes, "The biggest red flag is that he's letting you do this. Like any guy that would let you give up basically your family and your livelihood
Ooh.
maybe isn't the right one for you."
She gives up her family too? Like,
Well, in a sense.
is it like you're shunned after that?
Not formally, but like...
I mean, he must have a pretty big
there is...
savings of his own.
Somebody said that, and Melissa was like, there's no way
No.
that he has enough to make up for whatever she's given away. I don't know. But it's a dud policy, so it's hard to
Yeah.
judge her. But, I mean...
I kind of feel like I would do that, though.
You for sure would.
Like in a second. Like to me, I'm like, well, good on you, girl, because I wouldn't want everything that came with the royalty and like what you have to do for that.
Right.
Like, I do not envy Meghan Markle at all.
Okay, why?
Because I just wouldn't want that kind of, the public eye. You're always being watched. You're always being scrutinized. Like,
Yeah,
everything is like,
it's too much pressure.
Too much. Just chill.
I know.
So I wouldn't and I'd give that up real quick.
Okay.
And she's getting a pretty penny, so
Right, but I mean...
I know.
But hopefully they're happy.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope it lasts forever.
But why wouldn't they have the same rule for boys?
Something about the bloodline, it's got to be.
Right.
Yeah, it goes down to.
You'd think they'd have more strict rules when...
You'd think. It's like,
you
I feel
would.
like the Jewish culture are the only ones who really put that big emphasis on the female
Yeah,
genetic line.
right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, good luck to those crazy kids.
Yeah.
I hope they can make it last. Did you see that image of the Monster Energy ham?
Oh, what is that? Is that fake? It's got to be fake.
It is. It's
Okay.
fake.
Okay.
But like...
I just
When you
blew
saw it,
right past
though-
it because I was like, this is definitely fake.
Why? Okay, so you see it, and what was your thought?
I mean, my initial thought was that this is like a Halloween prank. And then, like, I don't know,
Yeah,
some sort
yeah.
of like
Hoax or whatever.
hoax, yeah,
Uh-huh.
like something that's just circulating the internet. And, yeah.
So it's basically, if you haven't seen it, most people probably have, but it's a sliced ham,
Yeah.
like you'd get at the deli, in a little plastic package, and then it's from the people who make Monster Energy drink.
Now
it said
that I
it
can
was
think back,
caffeinated ham.
oh my God, now that I can think back to that moment, I'm like trying to recall when I first saw it. I think one of the thoughts that absolutely went through my mind was, I expected it to be green. Like I
Is
wasn't.
the Monster drink green?
I don't know, but in my mind, I think that's like because honestly, hand to God, never had one.
No.
I can't do those.
Red Bull,
If I have a
okay,
Red
but-
Bull, I can only have half, or else I will be a crazy person.
Okay.
Like it is
Gives you the
too
shakes.
much. I'm like bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, it's not appropriate for you to be drinking that.
Absolutely not. Even coffee sometimes, too much of that, and
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I can't play.
Here's what I don't get,
mess
though.
around with that ham.
I mean, I had the same reaction, of course. I was disgusted because I didn't know it was fake at first. But then I thought, why am I disgusted? Why is it not weird to have a caffeinated beverage, but it's weird to have a caffeinated food? I don't know.
Because it seems easier to inject caffeine into something liquid than it would be to change the structure of ham to then start including caffeine.
Okay. That's a good way to put it.
Take it apart. Like, you'd have to, like, break it down and then build it back up, right? You can't just, like... It's not like you're shooting it up with caffeine and all of a sudden, how do they make it Is it the pig was highly caffeinated and then now it's got...
Right. What if it was...
Come on.
Let's see. What if the product were Doritos?
Yeah. Oh.
It wouldn't be as shocking.
Wouldn't be as shocking because you can powder coat them in what I imagine would be powder, cheese-flavored...
Dehydrated.
Dehydrated caffeine. I don't know how caffeine comes. Yeah. I don't even know.
That's a very good point. Like, what are we picturing eating?
Right.
Right. It comes naturally in certain foods like coffee beans.
Correct.
It's not like they're injecting.
But I've definitely had a drink that had natural caffeine, and it was a clear beverage that was all natural. So...
Okay, then I'm not sure about that. What the hell does caffeine look like?
And I feel like I know what the molecular structure looks like more than I know what the actual thing looks like. If you were like, here's caffeine, I like wouldn't be able to.
I don't even think that's a thing because it'd be like saying here's cholesterol.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know.
But like cholesterol, I would imagine has like a look of fat.
I would think.
Yes.
But I don't know that.
Oh.
We're just guessing.
Hey, all you science nerds out there.
People are getting really mad.
Why?
Well, I just imagine certain listeners have different expertise. And so, you know how we're doing a spinoff called What We Got Wrong? Yes. Which is growing by the week. I'm always like, right. I don't know why I messed that up, but I think they're going to be like, Susie, it's...
Right.
Whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Science people, please let us know. Fill us in. I need to know those things. Just like the waggle dance from the beat. I need some clarity.
Fill us in.
Tell us the deets.
If you do eat a lot of ham, caffeinated or otherwise, you might be interested in Beachbody because you might want to stay fit and maybe shed a few pounds.
Holidays are coming up. You gotta get in shape.
That I was just thinking about that. Like, I was predicting what my activity level and food intake would be over the holidays because
I'm not off to a good start, or I am off to a great start. She's sitting next
to a pile of candy from Lincoln's Halloween haul.
I regret nothing.
No.
And luckily I have Beachbody, so there you go.
Yeah, Beachbody can help whether you do want to lose weight or if you just want to feel stronger or just get in touch with your body.
I love that.
I am super enthusiastic about that concept lately, especially with my son Lincoln. We're working on having him be more mindful about his body.
I love this.
And you can do that too. He's done Beachbody with me. And we do the 11, I forget the name of it, 11 minute something. And Tony is his name, the trainer. But you can do the 21-day fix, Brazil butt lift. You can do hip hop abs. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
It's the Netflix of workout videos. And you can do it on your TV, on your iPad, Roku, all that stuff. And I want to challenge my listeners to start the program and get in shape with me. I have lost many pounds, and more importantly, I feel a lot stronger. And right now, our listeners get a special free trial membership, including a new 14-day results plan where you can lose up to 9 pounds in the first 2 weeks when you text Brain Candy to 303030. It's all one word, no spaces, Brain Candy. And you will get full access to the entire platform for free, all the workouts, nutrition information, the results plan to get you super fast results and support totally free. It's like, again, just text Brain Candy to 303030. There you go. Okay.
Tell me some things.
Okay. Do you want to hear...
Oh, I love playing this game.
Okay. Let's talk about this. This is funny.
Yeah.
Because you have dogs, and I talked about how I might get a dog.
I do.
And I saw this article about the humanification
Yes.
of dogs, and specifically like what people feed their dogs.
Yes.
And they begin the article with the phrase, pumpkin spice latte for dogs is now a thing.
No, they don't want it. They don't care. They're not interested.
Tell me about like your policy with your dogs, like food wise.
Well,
Okay.
Originally I was like, dog food is dog food. Like as long as it's the like more organic kind. I make sure that they have the one that's like 7 ingredients.
Why?
So I was on a limited, just because I
felt
don't
like-
want all the crap in there. I think that it's not good for anybody.
Okay.
Like the remnants, I guess.
Okay.
But with Sigmund, I have to be picky about what he eats because he's got stomach issues where we're all going to be paying
What is
for
he
it.
like, gluten intolerant or
Yeah,
something?
it's
Oh my God.
like for real. He has to have the grain free and things that are more like
God, I
meat or
was
protein
joking.
based. I know it sounds crazy, but if we switch it up on him, it's not good.
Oh
but
my
then
God.
Bo went on antibiotics, and they were saying that a lot of the foods that dogs eat don't really cater to natural gut flora and bacteria. And the same way that our stomachs, we need like probiotics when you have antibiotics to kind of balance everything out. Dogs are the same. And so now my dog takes probiotics.
Okay.
I know.
What
and because
are you
she had a horrible
saying?
reaction to antibiotics, and they said this is like, you know how you joked about the term leaky gut?
Yes.
That's what she had.
No.
I swear. I can't believe I've waited this long to tell you that.
Right.
Surprise.
That should have been
You knew-
immediate.
Right. That day I was like, oh my God, Susie just talked about this. And it was like the week before you mentioned that, and then the week later she went
And
into
what
the
is
doctor.
the symptom? They just like get poop coming out?
No, it's more of like their body can't break down, like it doesn't have the bacteria in the stomach to break down the stuff that goes in there. So those toxins get absorbed back into the bloodstream and into the body. And so it causes, like, it wreaks havoc on the whole system. So she had like an allergic, like skin reaction. And then her stomach was like really bloated. She was like vomiting.
This is weird.
It was really awful. And so I just put her on probiotics and everything went better.
All right. Well, that's good. It solved the
Yeah.
problem.
So, like, make sure you
Okay.
give your dog those too. And they were like, oh, it's the same as a human stomach. And I wonder
I mean,
if that's...
it seems like then that you're like in the middle because there's some people like that don't care. That
I'm
just
totally
give
in
them,
the
like,
middle.
kibbles and bits
Yes.
or whatever.
I did help my mother. This woman that my mom used to work with she didn't have any kids. She was probably in her 50s when we knew her. And she had like 5 dogs. These dogs got home cooked meals every meal, like pancakes on the weekends.
Stop
I'm
it.
not kidding. She made them like
That's
chicken
not
every
acceptable.
night. I thought so too. I was like, this is crazy.
Okay.
And I apologize to all you
okay,
people
so
who
you're
may do
in the
that. Mm-hmm.
middle, but you're still like far along in terms of where things used to be, where it was like you had a dog and you give it dog food
Right.
and that's the end of the story.
Right.
But this article was talking about how things have changed, even like with packaging, like in the 80s even, it would be like a cartoon dog.
Yeah.
And now it'll have like a serious dog on the
Yeah, like
on
a
the-
wolf. It's like there even
It's
are those
serious
commercials
biz.
where it's like your dog's part wolf and like animal and
Yeah, that's what it
feed
said.
into nature's da 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 da. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so some people are even doing this thing where after the dog, the boy get neutered? Yeah. I
Sure.
think the boy
Yes,
gets
I
neutered.
think you're right. Yeah.
And, they chop their balls off or whatever.
Thank you for that description.
You can get testicular implants.
No. Wait for the dogs?
Yes, so that the dog still has self-esteem and
Okay.
also a natural look.
Natural.
I wrote that down.
Look.
because I was like,
I love
oh.
that she liked to put in
Natural
quotes
look
too.
and self-esteem.
Okay. Well, okay.
Oh boy.
I do know that I have seen depressed dogs before. But I don't think they're depressed because of their balls.
That is the quote of the day. What do you think they are depressed?
I don't know. Maybe it was just like they had this surgery and now like maybe people aren't as affectionate with them because they just, well, not, when your dog is in a cone, you can't cuddle as much with
immediately
them.
following.
Immediately. So I know when Bo had her cone on, she got depressed and wouldn't drink water or eat.
Oh.
And so the vet was like, she's got to just take her cone off and watch her so she doesn't start itching because she's too sad without it on. And because she doesn't get the affection. She wants to cuddle with you, but the cone gets in the way. So maybe the depression from the dog who got neutered came from the lack of affection, and we're just associating it with these. I bet it's dudes who are doing that. There's no woman who's I really, for aesthetics, need to get some nuts on this dog.
Right. I've never heard of that before. And if somebody told me they did it, I would have them committed.
But then again, people in Saudi Arabia are giving their camels Botox. We talked about that before. So you know what?
Who are we to judge?
Who are we?
I don't know. I find the whole thing a bit odd, but that's because I don't have a dog, probably.
I would never do that.
But it does feel like people are acting like their dogs are people more than they used to.
Yes.
Like the fur babies thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not judging. I'm just noticing the trend.
Yeah. I think, maybe there is something to that,
Maybe it's because people suck so bad. We really need dogs now.
It is great to have a dog.
I knew a lady who only fed her dog bottled water.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
Hello, lady.
In Pittsburgh, not even out here.
Whoa.
I don't understand that.
I don't either. There are a lot of places in the Newport Beach area that are popping up that are these dog delivery, home cooked meal things.
Okay.
Where it's the
This is
same.
insanity.
For real, it is. It's called, I think it's called I won't even say the name. Can I say the name? Whatever. Just for Dogs. It's they do that. What else? Unless Just for Dogs wants to sponsor us, in which case I love the idea of home delivered meals for dogs.
If let's say they did approach you and you were like, well, I'll try it. Because that's usually what we say. We'll try it. If we like it, we'll endorse it. But if they did, what if you it was amazing and the dogs changed forever? Wouldn't that be amazing? But you're not going to try and see.
Because they're fine the way they are. They're happy. Everything's good. Just make sure Sigmund doesn't eat chocolate cupcakes.
That's all.
And
That's the
and
secret.
any fatty food. And the doctor was real specific on dogs can't have fatty food. Sigmund can't have anything with people food with seasoning. No.
Why? What happens though? Because even in this article, it was saying a lot of a lot of the dog food now even has turmeric in it, and
that's fine. That I guess certain ones it's more I think it's the salt or something like that Sigmund doesn't do well with because Landon cut up some leftover chicken, what do they call it, roasted chicken? Mm-hmm. Nope.
No.
Trouble. I did a lot of laundry of towels and
gross me out.
Yep, his little bed.
You know what surprised me that I learned in that? You're reliving.
I am. I'm let's
change
awful. God.
What surprised me though in the article was that it talked about how the evolution of dog food happened during the Depression. Surprisingly, that canned dog food started to become popular, which is counterintuitive.
Right. It seems like that's more expensive.
But they were saying that since people didn't have enough money to buy meat at home for themselves, but the dogs still need protein.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't feed them leftovers from their house anymore.
There weren't any.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So they had to seek out the kind of meat that a human would need.
Right.
But that a dog could eat. Yeah. That had gross stuff.
And here's the deal. Mm-hmm. My dogs are snooty dogs. My mom's dogs in Costa Rica ate whatever the heck they found in the jungle and
what do yours turn their nose up
and
at?
I think it's just they get used to stomachs get a certain breed, you've got an overbred or whatever, some stomach they have sensitive stomachs, that breed to begin
the weird
with
thing, yeah,
and then they just keep breeding that one and
the designer dogs have a lot of health issues.
Yeah. Those Costa Rican dogs they're
fine.
They're fine as long as they stay away from cars. They're good.
Did you read about the lady whose house was broken into by a guy who broke in and then he made eggs and then he bathed in her tub?
Why do people do this?
I don't know,
Why is
but
this
I always
a thing?
like telling you.
I mean, I love hearing it, but I'm always shocked. I'm equally shocked every single time. The woman who ate Cheetos or whatever. Yeah. What the heck are you doing?
It's really odd, and I don't know if it's a copycat thing. It couldn't be. There's no way
there's got to be something that
they want the comforts of home more than they care about the money.
Is that it?
I'm just theorizing.
Do they know the people whose house they broke into?
They're just mentally
random.
ill.
Oh, they're mentally ill.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably that.
But this person did go through all their drawers, too. I mean, it wasn't like just...
Maybe there's something that triggered them to pick that house or to feel like, oh, this
Can
is
you
really
imagine, though,
interesting.
being like, I'm going to make some eggs?
No.
Sarah would never do that. I broke the news, by the way, to Lincoln today because we were debating this morning whether you'd take any of his candy. And
I already did in 2 seconds. I barely even asked.
I go, she will. She likes candy. And I said, she's not picky about food. And then I go, except mayonnaise. Mm-hmm. And he was like, what? He was shocked.
Oh,
and
now he's really not going to like me.
He probably will bring it up and ask you, like, why don't you like mayonnaise?
Does he love it?
He's so white. It's like the most white thing about him. He really likes mayonnaise. Who knew?
Not for
And then
me.
when I told him you didn't like most cheeses either,
Yeah,
that he was, it's almost like he was like, who is
I don't even know
Sarah?
her.
Who is this Sarah you speak
Right.
of?
Oh, man.
I guess it's just shocking.
I'm going to have to talk to my little buddy about that. I
Yeah.
wonder what food he's going to not like.
Yeah,
Everybody
right.
has something.
Well, I always talk about how he does not eat what most kids eat.
Right, he doesn't.
But I don't get why. Like,
What
he
do
will
you not
not
like?
eat a chicken nugget.
Oh, he won't?
No. Or like a fish stick or something.
Oh,
He won't.
that seems like, is he even a Meister?
Yeah, he's white, but not white trash.
It's funny.
Right.
What do you not like?
You like a food that I don't love, which is that Mediterranean.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not big on it. I'll eat
Yeah,
it, but I'm
yeah.
not big on it. I noticed that about you, that you get real excited
Oh, I
about
love
that.
it.
But
it's like the
otherwise,
acidity I love. The
What?
same way you feel about spice is how I feel about acids.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like lemon on it.
Yes.
Oh.
Lemon, lime, anything acidic that almost everything is
That's
flavored
probably
like
why you were so upset about the
what,
margarita
vinegar. Oh, yeah.
burns.
Yeah. Oh, because taking my favorite thing and now it can hurt you.
I'm surprised you haven't been a victim of that,
Me too.
given your
Love for all
Passion.
citrus. Yes. And I definitely am like extra limes, please.
You should ask people to tell you foods that they don't like, but that most people do.
Oh, hey people, can you please tweet at me foods that you don't like, but most people
Because
do?
I like to hear that list. Like if someone was like, I hate Oreos.
Remember? Oh,
You know what I mean? Like
crazy
something
people.
like that, where it's like, what? Mm-hmm. That kind.
Yeah, my friend Courtney was saying that she does not like peanut butter in Reese's peanut, like the ratio of it's too much peanut butter, so she pops out the middle
Okay,
and
I
just
get
eats
that.
the round.
Yeah,
and
I
was like,
Wait,
I love
she only eats the ring or the
the
middle?
ring.
Oh,
You would eat the middle for her?
of course.
Susie's
I
like, give me
should
all
hang
your
out
middles.
with her.
Right. Actually, you'd really like her, so there you go.
What? She just likes chocolate then.
Yeah. And a little bit of peanut butter, but not much. I agree with her. I don't like a Reese's I agree.
Wow.
It's not the right ratio.
Oh my God. I am sickened.
I know. The look Susie's giving me right now is kind of
Outraged.
probably how she felt when I told her I didn't like melted cheese.
That is your weirdest trait. You know, you always say my bath routine is my weirdest trait. Yours is your melted cheese problem. What's wrong?
I'm sorry. There was like frozen ice in my water, and I slurped it up, and it was like too big to swallow. Or
All that
was at the
matters
point
is
of no
she's
return.
hydrating.
I am. That matters.
She's probably gearing up for our Q&A today, where at 3 p.m. every week we like bust out the wine thinking it's a good idea. It never is. Like it is, but it isn't.
I have no complaints about this.
I must be just because I'm a lot older than you. That it's like, it's a good thing, but then later I'm so tired.
You know what I think is I'm not a daily wine drinker.
Yeah.
So I just kind of save it up for
Yeah.
this day.
And then it's
So
no
it's
big
like no
whoop.
big whoop.
Yeah.
And then,
I have a routine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So then
that's
it's like interfering with your
It
routine
does.
and when you drink it. And then there's probably like, oh, I got to have a glass of dinner or whatever it is. And so for me, it's just like, oh,
But I'm
it's
not
been-
gonna stop.
I don't think,
Let's
when did
just put it
last
that
time I
way.
had wine? Maybe Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Halloween
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
You looked great, by the way.
thank you,
It's
as
like
did
late
you.
because now this is November.
Yeah.
This will come out, but you really pulled off the perfect witch.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, Gretchen was like, "Did you see Sarah's costume?"
Oh, and it was really cheap.
I know. That's
I think
what you
I
said.
probably spent under $50, maybe even less on the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you can sell it.
I definitely can, and I definitely will.
All right, people, we're out of here.
All right. See you
Ciao.
later.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.